Jenna Bush Hager remembers sneaking far away from secret carrier to see a boyfriend. Jenna Bush Hager once went to terrific lengths to sneak far away from the Secret Service at some stage in her university days. I dated a football participant in Texas for a short time, and I used to be embarrassed that the name of the game's service would recognize that, Bush Hager shared on the Thursday, October 23rd episode of Today with Jenna and Buddies. I don't recognize why, but I was. Not by the football player in any way. I just didn't want them to know I had a new boyfriend. Mode of senior year turned out to be lively for me. Joking that she had masses and plenty of walks of shame, Bush Hager discovered she has once recruited her buddies to help her go to her athlete boyfriend. I had my buddies sneak me. I was in the back of the car and they snuck me past the Secret Service. I know, I've never admitted this. Her co-host for the week, Savannah Guthrie, was bowled over by the story. Wait a minute, you snuck out from the secret provider? She questioned Bush Hager. So they thought you were home, in bed, reading the Bible or whatever, and you were at the football player's house? After Bush Hager replied, yes, I was. Guthrie congratulated her with a high five. Put it right here. That's my girl, the Today's anchor quipped. Bush Hager went on to make clear it was the only time I escaped them, and then we broke up shortly after. Bush Hager and her twin sister, Barbara Bush, are the daughters of former President George W. Bush and previous First Lady Laura Bush. Bush Hager's research at the University of Texas at Austin overlapped with her father's presidency. Bush Hager shared the memory events discussing walks of shame with Guthrie, who brought up another story from Bush Hager's past. We all know about the most famous walk of shame in history, when Henry had to walk of shame out of the White House in the early days of the Jenna and Henry courting, Savannah said of Bush Hager's husband. Bush Hager unfolded about Henry's White House walk of shame on a November 2022 episode of Today with Hoda and Jenna. Henry and I met when we were in our 20s. We were very young. At one point, my parents were visiting, and I was staying there, and we'd gone out to the bars. And like all relationships do, they reached a certain level. And Henry said he looked up and he looked around, and he was like, because he worked for my dad. When Bush Hager wished her now husband a fond farewell, she says he went into a full panic. And then he said to get out of the White House was as difficult to get in because the guards are watching that way. Usually people don't run out, so he ran down the issue in his clothes from the night before and then pulling on the gate like, sir. Bush Hager and Hager went on to wed in 2008 and have since emerged as parents to 3 children, Mila, 12, Poppy, 10, and Hal, 6.